السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وألحقنا بعبادك الصالحين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Today inshallah hadith number 36 from 40 النووي عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: من نفس عن مؤمن كربة من كرب الدنيا نفس الله عنه كربة من كرب يوم القيامة، ومن يسر على معسر يسر الله عليه في الدنيا والآخرة، ومن ستر مسلما ستره الله في الدنيا والآخرة، والله في عون العبد ما كان العبد في عون أخيه، ومن سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة، وما اجتمع قوم في بيت من بيوت الله يتلون كتاب الله ويتدارسونه بينهم إلا نزلت عليهم السكينة وغشيتهم الرحمة وحفتهم الملائكة وذكرهم الله في من عنده، ومن بطأ به عمله لم يسرع به نسبه. رواه الإمام مسلم. This hadith has been reported by Imam Muslim and narrated by Sayyidina Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu. There are many advices in this hadith, many things to discuss in this hadith, but of course to make it short, we will take just some points inshallah to give benefit for everyone. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saying in this hadith that if the Muslim help other Muslim in anything he need, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him in dunya and in akhirah. And the type of need, the way you will help, is really like many things you can do for your like brothers and sisters in Islam. Many ways you can do. Everyone in his environment, in his country, in his culture, he knows how to help others. So this hadith mentions many things, just some making summarization. Whatever you can do, if you are able to do for your brothers and sisters in Islam, please do it. Because everything you are doing, you will be rewarded in dunya and in akhirah. And in akhirah, there are many rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially when the person in the day of judgment and his amal, his deeds, his hasanat is not enough. In this case, any help you give in dunya, any support you give in dunya will help you in that tough day in the day of judgment. This is very important, please remember. This is the first point. Second point, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever, man satara musliman, if you see your brother or sister in Islam doing something wrong, if you know that they already did that before, like if your brother in Islam did something before, he make zamb, he make ma'asiyah, make sin before, you should hide him, you should not expose him in front of everyone. Especially if that person is, everyone knows that he's a good person. In this case, you should not expose him in front of everyone. If he already did that sin before and now he's not doing anything, and maybe like he did something and he repented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you know that this person or this woman did that, and the general image about this person, he is good, then you should not expose him. Second point, if you see the same person, like very good person, but he is doing something wrong now, like maybe zina or something very huge, what you should do? This is the point. Scholars has difference in opinion about it. In this case, of course, you should warn him and you should stop him if you can, because this is major sin, and you must stop your brother or sister in Islam if they are doing major sin, and you know that, and you are seeing them doing that. So you must stop them if you can. If there are like many like mistakes, and the person, his image is not good, like it's not like, for example, not alim, a scholar, not even high ranked person, not a person everyone knows that he is a ritual person, just normal person and people know that his akhlaq, his manners is very bad, and they know that he is committing many major sins. And you saw him doing things which is harming other people. So what should you do? You should stop him by yourself and also ask for help from the high rank people and the people who can really stop him. If we are in, for example, in Muslim state and we have that kind of Islamic Sharia, then the Amir himself will stop him and the Islamic government under the rule of Sharia. So you must report that for your Amir. But in our cases, maybe by yourself or other people who can stop him, because the damage is not for himself only, he is also harming other people and encouraging other people to do the same major sins. So the person, if you are not exposing someone, he known by people that he is a good person, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not expose you in the day of judgment. This is one of the beautiful things about this advice from Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And وَاللَّهُ فِي عَوْنِ الْعَبْدِ مَا كَانَ الْعَبْدُ فِي عَوْنِ أَخِيهِ. In summarization, that when you are helping someone, you must know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshaAllah, will give you support and give you power and give you strength to be able to do that. As far as you are helping your brother or sister in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah, will give you the help, will give you the power, will give you support. As far as you are helping, as far as your intention for sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for any other purpose, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you. Then Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam spoke about the knowledge and the ilm and the rank of ulama and these things. Seeking for knowledge will be your way and your gate to enter the paradise. And to accompany the scholars, learning from them, respecting them, supporting them by your money and by your efforts, by your skills in social media, whatever you can do, these things also are rewarding you so much. So anything serving the Islamic knowledge, if you can support it by any way, you should do it. Because this thing is your gate to enter the paradise. And we have many hadith, and Allah subhanahu mentioned the ulama in the Quran. We have many things to speak about, but just like summarization, that one of the best ways to enter paradise, to have the way of paradise, is to go for sake of knowledge, to learn the Islamic knowledge, to help yourself to know who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to help others. But if your knowledge, if you are learning, not for sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for example, if you are learning and trying to take, for example, attain PhD, that people will say, oh, this is Dr. A or Dr. B or Dr. C, this thing is against you. If you are learning the Islamic knowledge to have good salary, it's against you. If you are learning to show up yourself in front, among other scholars, so people say, oh, mashallah, this guy is a very powerful scholar, and you are proud of yourself, this is against you. If you are learning to just win the sufaha and the ignorant people and debate with them, not for anything, not for sake of Allah, of course, just I'm the big debater, I'm very powerful debater. If you are thinking by this way, then from my advice, please never go for the way of knowledge, never. Why? Because this thing will lead you not for Jannah, it will lead you to hellfire. And remember the hadith from Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, hadith Hasan, not Da'if, hadith Hasan, that when Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said one of the first people who will enter the hellfire, first kind of people, one of them, he mentioned a scholar. You can imagine, he didn't say Abu Lahab or Abu Jahl, the first person who will enter hellfire. He didn't say Pharaoh. He said scholar and Qari and Shaheed. So be careful. Knowledge is not something to compromise, not something to use it for your own benefit and show up yourself among people and be proud. Not like this. Only for sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 100%, otherwise no. Never. Otherwise no. And other point that Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions, those who are gathering together, especially in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reciting Quran together, learning about Quran, making like dhikr, the calmness come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to those people, the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the angels will be around them like circles, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will mention them to the prophets and to the high rank angels. And last point, when Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said about the last sentence on what طبيعي عمله لم يسرع به نسبه, means if the person, even if he is very very high rank, even if he is from Ahlul Bayt, like if from our time now, if some person from the like generation of Sahaba, like from the ascendants of Sahaba or from the family of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is the highest rank of course, but he is not doing good, he is not worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the proper way, even his nasab, his high rank, by being belonging to that high level family, the best family, will not save him from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment. Remember Abu Lahab, he was the uncle of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Lahab, the uncle of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But he is in hellfire. So this is not about which family you are belonging to. Even if the slave, slave and worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the best way, and we have a person from the highest rank but he's not worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the slave, inshallah, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will enter paradise. And this one, Allahu A'lam, what will happen to him? Especially if he is not believing Allah, then he will not even enter paradise. So it's not about from which family you are, it's about what you are doing, how you are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what kind of connection you have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We continue inshallah next time. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.